Show up, shut up, pay up. I do a lot of men's retreats, and I help a lot of men try to figure out what it means to lead their families and what's expected of them as part of a community of faith, and how they live in a world that, frankly, sometimes they're a little confused about their role and their calling. Because here's what a lot of men think they're being told. Show up. When we need you and we need the crowd, you be there, you be seen. Even at church, they feel like that sometimes. When church opens up and we need you to be there, you come and you sit in the pew and help our crowds look good. But be sure you shut up. Sometimes men are afraid to speak up. They're afraid they'll be accused of being bossy or domineering or not and sometimes that does happen. But even at church, I talk to men and they feel like their job that the church leaders are saying to them, unless you're the preacher, maybe an elder, but we don't need you to speak up, to question, to think for yourself. We'll tell you what to believe and we'll tell you how to act that out. But of course, we need you to pay up. A lot of men laugh about it. They feel like they're an ATM machine, sometimes for their family, but even at church. Here's the budget, give generously for it. We don't want you to really do anything, and certainly not outside of our structured programs. Here's the funny thing about that. I talk to a lot of men who think that's, even in church, what church is really asking them to do. Show up, shut up, pay up. And when I talk to churches, don't misunderstand this. There are some churches that I absolutely believe that's what they expect of their men. I've seen churches like that. But most churches, that's not at all what they really mean to communicate. So I'm going to tell you, men, let's turn that on its head. Let's start right now through the holidays and into next year. Let's do show up, shut up, pay up. But here's what I mean by that. Let's show up. I don't mean an attendance at church. I mean, let's really be there for the people that matter. If you want to put it in a church context, let's be there for the widow who needs somebody to do a little maintenance on her yard. Let's be there for the single mom trying to raise her kids. Let's go to a ball game and cheer on that kid. Let's show up for the people that are hurting, the people that are fighting their addictions. Let's show up for our family in real, meaningful ways. Let's show up. And sometimes, men, maybe we ought to shut up and take it. I'm going to tell you, if you really lay down your life for your family like a real leader does, there are going to be times when you're going to be last. What you want or what you think you need is not going to be the most important thing. Me time really isn't as much of a Christian concept as we try to make it. You see, real men that lead their families pour out their life. Everybody's needs come before theirs. So, you know what, men? Sometimes let's just shut up and quit whining and be involved with other people. And you know what? Let's do pay up, but I'm not talking about money. Not even for church am I talking about let's pay up by writing that check. I mean, let's pay up in the ways that really matter. Let's pay with our time and our energy and our talents. Man, let's make that, when things open up, it's better. Let's make that hospital visit, show up at that funeral, be at that ball game. There's lots of ways to pay up with your time and to pay up with your energy. And maybe even to pay up in ways that do cost you financially, but not by writing a check to something, by actually being there and being involved. So if you're part of a church you think just wants you to show up, shut up, pay up, I'm sorry about that. But I'm telling you, let's turn that around. Let's do that in really Christian ways. Let's show up for people. Let's shut up about our own wants and needs. And let's pay up by investing what we are and have in the people that matter.